Passover is just about upon us. The holiday where we gather the entire family, parents, grandparents, kids, nephews, nieces, uncles, and we come together in a communal meal and we eat the matzah, the crunchy, brittle, hard stuff. Some of us like it, many don't. What is the secret of the matzah? This is a tradition that goes back 3,500 years, and it's been followed with devout piety and religious observance for so many years. What does it represent? When you think of it, we all start off as matzah. Matzah is flour and water. Most flour and water, you allow it to rise, it becomes full. We put in raisins, honey, etc. It becomes a brioche, a croissant, something beautiful and full. Sometimes it becomes a big bread. But it all starts as flour and water. It starts as matzah and rises to become something big. All of us started as matzah. In our youth, we were simple. We were aspirational. With time, we developed, we became full, and we became who we are today, which could be wonderful. We may have done wonderful things. But the optionality, the ability to grow into whatever we want to be, we don't have that anymore. We're not young anymore. We've lost our youth. Judaism is the most ancient of religions. It goes back 3,500 years. But yet, the old gnarled hands of the ancient Jewish people, amazing, wonderful young things come out. Jews lead the world in inventions, in cures, in science, in math, in chemistry. Not the sign of an ancient people at all, but a very young people. One of the great battles we have in life is to stay young and to stay fresh. We take 3 matzahs by the Seder, and they represent 3 different parts of our being. The first matzah we take represents our relationships. Every child, there was a point when we looked at it and we said, this is the love of our lives. Sadly, over time, many people, fathers, children, don't get along. Siblings, they grew up together, they loved each other. Often, they grow apart. How do we regain that moment of freshness, of youth in our relationship? The matzah that we eat on the Seder, as a family, as a community coming together, tells us, remember, we may be ancient, but we're still, oh, so young. The second matzah represents our financial wherewithal. Often, we feel like we're in a rut. We got hit in the head with this or with that. We feel set back. How will I be able to get the things that I need, go where I want to go? The matzah says to us, again, you may have been old, but in your heart, you can be as young as you'd like to be. And last but not least, the third matzah represents our very being, the core of who we are. We've had setbacks in life. Does that setback, do I get stuck in a rut? Or do I dust myself up and say, I'm young, I'm resilient, the world is ahead of me? So when we take the blessing and we hold that matzah in our hands and we make the blessing on the matzah, what is our prayer? Our prayer is, Lord, I may be old, but in my heart, I'm young, I'm still flour and water. Every option is still in front of me. Financial setbacks, relationships, self-esteem. I have the ability to go back to the beginning again and recreate a rebirth of who I am. That is the significance of the Seder. It's the rebirth of a nation, but it's the rebirth of us individually, of our dreams. We are young.